Hi, Sharon Brennan here, Cottage Design Stamper. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I want to correct some information that I put out on a video on the Heartwarming Hugs. It's called Heartwarming Hugs Christmas in July. You can find it on my blog or in YouTube. Anyway, oh, and it's in the, I'll tell you that I can show you the inside now. It's the August to December 2020 mini catalog, and it's on pages 8 through 11, and it's a suite here, and the suite comes with the carriers and the cups and gorgeous DSP and beautiful ribbons and embellishments. I love everything in this whole entire suite, but I really was excited when I saw the cup carriers, and zoom out a little bit. I'm really close. Anyway, I guess that's it. These are the mini cup carriers, and then you get 8 of those in a package in the suite, and then 8 cups. So if you want to do all 8 carriers, you'll need to get an extra set of cups. So anyway, I was trying to figure out this little die here in this set, and I was having trouble, and I just for the life of me could not figure out what was going on, because one is longer than the other and they curve differently. If you notice the curves, one curves up, one curves down if you want the scalloped, and I was trying to wrap it around the outside of my cup here, and that is not how it's intended. So I'm going to be redoing my cups. You'll have 2 of these pieces here from this die. This one. You want 2 pieces for each cup. There is not a die for the whole wrap if you want that. If you're interested in that, I have created one. I have it on my Etsy website. You can download it as a digital file and then cut it. It's $1.50, and I'll put my Etsy link down here. I just ask that you don't sell it or share it with anyone, because I put a lot of work into figuring out exactly how to do it. The right curve. You have to have the right curve for the top and the bottom. So I ask that you don't do that. But I would suggest you print it out if you can on cardstock. And if you can't, cut it out on copy paper and then trace it onto cardstock, because you're going to have you're going to be able to trace it much easier with something that's a little bit stiffer if you want to do it over and over again. This is where I had an epiphany, because I looked at the catalog a little bit better last night, and it shows me these are actually meant to go on the top and the bottom of your DSP. So I'm going to do that now and correct my mistakes. So I don't know if any of you have tried to, well, the catalog just went live, so unless you're a demonstrator, you weren't able to get these quite yet. I mean, you could order them starting the 4th, which was yesterday, I believe. But when you get this is how they go. So one goes on top, or 2 go on top, I should say. I gotta find another long one. Here it is. I just couldn't understand what was going on here. So make sure I want to line these up on the ends here. And have them meet here in the middle. There. And then we'll put this one on the bottom. So one of them goes on the top and one of them goes on the bottom of this coffee wrap. I tell you, sometimes. So I'm going to try and line it up right on the edge there, if I can, so they meet properly. There. And then the same distance, like 1/4 of an inch, is what I'm guessing that is about there. And this one then will go here. And if they overlap a little bit on the back, that's fine. Then we'll just take a little bit of our Stampin' Seal and put a little bit more on this edge here. And wrap our cup. So when you wrap the cup, there is a curve. You can kind of see the curve here. And that goes down. And I like to start right at the seam. See my messed up cup, you know, but it's going to get covered, so. And just wrap it around. All the way there. So anyway, this is this is how it's supposed to go. Like this. On the top and the bottom. And also in the catalog, if you'll notice, there is one cup wrapped totally in DSP here. And if you try to wrap a piece of DSP around the cup, you won't be successful. It won't be smooth. You'll have puckers if you try to smooth it out. So there is not a die in the set to cut a piece of DSP to cover the whole cup if that's what you want to do. So I have created one, and I have it for sale on my Etsy as a digital download. It's $1.50 for the die. I just ask that you don't share it and don't resell it, because it took me a while to figure out the exact curve that you need for the top and the bottom and the length and everything. Now you can get two of these wraps out of one piece of DSP. So if I can see that there. So I've actually traced. Oh, and I want to mention too, when you download this, you can save it to your computer, and then if you're able to, print it out on cardstock. If you're not able to, print it out on copy paper and then trace it onto cardstock and cut it out. You'll be much more successful in tracing it when you're up against something that is more stable, has a little bit more depth to it. So I've already traced this one, and I'm just going to cut it out here real quick. That go with the set here. So I don't know if you could tell, one is kind of like a petty point. It's the same pattern here that's on this DSP. And this one's more like a cross hatch, or kind of like the wraps in the store. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to do this like 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to try it just so you know if it works or not. I'm going to use the same pattern. Hope that's not too much of the same. And try to do it straight up and down as I go through it. And also, if you have I have a crimper, which is actually made by Fiskars, and you can run it through there too if you wanted to, maybe your smaller pieces, and it'll give you that crimped look that's on the like coffee cups that you get in the coffee shops. I'm going to go try this real quick, and I'll be right back. Okay, this does, if you can see that, I did it in like thirds. So now we'll try to wrap the cup with it. I'm going to use some tear and tape. You want something stronger. We're going to put it on both sides. I'm just going to finish that a little bit, especially when you're using you're adhering things to embossed cardstock. You want something stronger, even if it's on a card. You want like the tear and tape or glue. And then of course this curves down, So I'm going to match it up with my seam. I'm going to take the lid off. And it's stuck to my table. And hopefully there's enough DSP there. So I'm going to line that up there along with the curve and just wrap it around, tuck it underneath the lip there if you can. And then it matches up. So I need to, oops, I have some of my pencil markings on here. There. There. Now the whole cup is wrapped in DSP. Now these two pieces that I had trouble with last week, one of them actually goes to the bottom, the shorter one, and the other one goes for the top. And I laugh at myself now that trying to figure that out. But and I left like 1/4 of an inch there. I had this on my cup and then I took it off because I wanted to put some DSP on there. So I'm going to put a little bit more tear and tape on here, just to get it to stick a little bit. And I found that if you start, and this also has to curve down, about 3/4 of an inch from the bottom, and you should be able to match up on this side here. And I think because I've got this other wrap on there, it's a little bit more, so I'm going to go down maybe about 1/2 an inch. There. So if you have a cardstock wrap on the bottom, it's underneath, I want to, there. You have to allow for that extra thickness. So there. And now it looks much better than what I was doing last week. It does not look good. I was not happy with it. So anyway, I figured that out. So I just wanted to get that out there and clarify that information for you. And then I'm going to put a little something on here to cover up the seam in the front. There'll always be a seam in the back. You just can't get around that. But if we cover up the one in the front with one of the stamps, like something like I have on here, that would be good. Or you could use something from this Cocktails and Cookies stamp set too. So anyway, but I'll find something and I'll finish this up and then I'll post the final product. But I wanted to get that information out there about the correct way to use these two dies. And in the catalog, if you'll notice that they actually took these pieces here and cut them in solid, and then there's two other dies, two other sets I should say. This looks like a little, almost looks like a movie film or old film from the days gone by. And then this one's like coffee beans. So, so there's two longer ones for each one and two shorter ones for each set. So you can do that with your coffee cup too. If you want to do something like this with either pattern there. So anyway, I love this suite. I think you're going to love it too. If you don't have a demonstrator, I'll show you real quick. The website has changed. When you log on to your account, you log on to Stampin' Up!, you'll get this new website. It's for mobile. It's more mobile friendly and tablet friendly, and you can use it on your computer too. And it's got beautiful images. But if you have not shopped with let's say you have not shopped with Stampin' Up! Before, and you want to sign in, I would advise creating an account. It will keep track of your purchases in your demonstrator, and it'll, if you have an account already, it'll carry over and it'll show you all the demonstrators that you have shopped with before, and you can select whoever you want to shop with. Here I went in and whoops, I should do this. I should log out totally if I can. Oops, it still says I'm shopping with Sharon Brennan. Anyway, it'll say down here, find a demonstrator, and you can put your zip code in, and it will bring up several demonstrators who have websites in your area, and you can pick whoever you want. Or if you sign in as a guest, Stampin' Up! Will pick a demonstrator for you that's in your area, who's closest to you, and logistically. So, but if you have an account, like I said, you can sign in, and then when you're shopping, it'll tell you who you're shopping with. So that's just something new. Get in there, look around. There's lots of, it's more intuitive now. Before we had, let's see, paper. We used to have DSP, now it's called paper and packaging. It's cardstocks and, whoop, my grandson's there, and pattern paper. So, and the search feature is really good. I was looking for holly the other day. Well, if I can spell it right. I am not very good at texting. So it brings up everything in predictive text for holly, and then I can just do a search. And one feature I love, so if I'm doing something in balmy blue, it'll bring up everything that's balmy blue. The glimmer paper, and I was hoping I had this before it started, because I was trying to find something with a certain color paper, and here it brings up all the balmy blue paper. So just a really nice feature that I love with this new website. So anyway, I wasn't going to do a video about the website, but anyway, I just wanted to correct some information I put out there, or clarify some information. So if you get these dies and you wonder what the heck's going on, maybe it'll save you a little bit of grief. So anyway, thank you for stopping in. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel, or my my blog, cottagelanestamper.blogspot.com. And if you don't have a demonstrator, you can choose me, just like I showed you. So you can put my name in there, and it'll find me. So, and it'll be Sharon Brennan. The name of my store is sharonbrennan.stampinup.net. You can just type that in too. So anyway, it'll bring up the store. Thanks for stopping in. I hope you enjoyed this, and may God bless you. Take care.